argue all you want about whether or not certain companies should build crossovers. That's what the comments section is for. We'd argue that Maserati should have done it a long time ago, having shown its first crossover concept back in 2011 and only delivering on it now. Porsche blazed that trail with the Cayenne and others have followed suit since, racking up big sales. It's a little odd, then, that after waiting so long to get in the game, the Levante came together in just 22 months. Blame nationalism. The original plan was for the Levante to be based on and built in Detroit alongside the Jeep Grand Cherokee. That changed when Sergio Marchionne decided, in his dictatorial way, that all Maseratis and Alfa Romeos would be designed, engineered, and manufactured in Italy. So the team hit reset, borrowed the Ghibli platform, and went about creating a not quite a crossover, taller than a wagon hatchback with air suspension. Just shy of 2 years later, we're driving the Levante. In Italy, naturally. The dimensions and stance are what set the Levante apart from the abundance of luxury performance crossovers and emphasize its Italianness. It's longer, wider, and lower than a Porsche Cayenne or the Grand Cherokee it was nearly spawned from. The hood looks impossibly long in person because it is really long. The front end takes inspiration from the Alfieri concept, and there's a refreshing lack of mesh or filler between the grille's thin vertical slats. It can stand to be so open because there is a set of active grille shutters just behind to manage airflow. What would be usable cargo space on a blockier crossover is sacrificed by a rakish hatch, which looks pretty and we're told routes air in a particularly aerodynamic-friendly fashion. Instead of building the boxy version first, Maserati took the gamble and went straight to the fashionable coupe-ish shape. That foresight paid off, as it seems the coupe-like SUV trend is here to stay. For all the scrambling that must have gone on to produce this new model so quickly, it doesn't present like a rushed job. Sure, most of the engineering was already done for the Ghibli and Quattroporte, but the Levante actually feels like a more complete effort than those cars. The attention to detail is most felt in the cabin, where the latest corporate infotainment system has been neatly integrated into familiar surroundings. Instead of tacked-on knobs flanking the center infotainment screen, as in the sedans, the Levante adds a 2-level knob controller on the center console. The smaller ring adjusts volume, the larger one offers an alternative to touching the screen to make selections. Maserati Touch Control Plus uses a reskinned version of Fiat Chrysler's 8.4-inch Uconnect interface and is one of the first Fiat Chrysler models to offer Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We're told to expect the updated 8.4-inch Maserati Touch Control Plus system to migrate to the sedans when they are refreshed soon. The Levante will be offered from launch later this year with 2 versions of the same twin-turbo V6 engine. This is a mild evolution of one engine Ferrari builds for Maserati for use in the Ghibli and Quattroporte. A V8 model using another Ferrari-built Maserati engine, the one found in the Quattroporte GTS, is being considered. Base Levante models get a 345 horsepower tune, while in the Levante S the V6 makes 424 horsepower, 20 more than the Generation 1 version in the Ghibli. All-wheel drive is standard, as is an air suspension with 5 in-motion height settings spanning 3.0 inches of travel, 2 for aero at high speed, 2 for off-roading, and 1 in the middle for normal driving. There's also a super low setting that can be activated when parked to give it that sweet stance and help avoid unstylish entry and exit. The height settings, suspension response, engine, transmission, and exhaust are all controlled through a series of drive modes, including